All right, this week's top picks from the Roundtable crew that you've all been waiting for. Eric, we're going to start with you in the ETF space. You're looking at a medical devices ETF.
That's right. The IHI, the medical device ETF from iShares, holds about 40 companies in this space. And this is one of the better ranked industries. I think it's in the top 20% right now, based on the latest Zacks industry rank. And we have it as a 3 right now, based on some of the other ETF metrics, like the 47 basis point expense ratio. But I think it's going to be a strong performer in earnings season, and it could be a nice short-term pick. And it's been a nice momentum play as well, and I think that's probably going to continue over the next couple weeks.
Okay, Todd, you've got a food company. What, no REITs this time?
No REITs this time, but very good REIT-like yield, and I'll get to that in a second. My pick is General Mills. GIS is the ticker symbol. This is really more of a top-down play for me. I'm looking for safety and income at a reasonable price this year. General Mills fits that bill. Obviously, famous global consumer foods company. They have household names like Pillsbury, Betty Crocker. I'll just read them down the list here. Hamburger Helper, Haagen-Dazs, Green Giant, Progresso, Old El Paso, Yoplait. And then, of course, there's cereals, Cheerios, Wheaties, Lucky Charms.
Everything
Kix.
in your cupboard.
Everything
right?
in my kitchen cupboard, yeah. I just opened my pantry this morning, and I'm like, I'm going to talk about General Mills.
There you go.
But, yeah, and, you know, they get solid and stable growth pretty much regardless of what's going on in the macro economy. So, as Eric talked about in the last segment, the payroll tax holiday has expired. That's going to shrink consumers' paychecks, but they're still going to go out and buy cereal. They're still going to go out and buy the Progresso soup, and also they're growing internationally. Obviously, the emerging markets, expanding middle class is going to be a huge tailwind for them for years to come. Represents just 25% of their total sales right now. Expect that to become a bigger chunk, and that'll provide a nice tailwind for years to come. But they've delivered 3 consecutive positive earnings surprise. They're a Zacks rank of 2 right now, which is a buy rating. And like I said, a very solid dividend. They pay a dividend that yields 3.2%. They've increased that at a 9% compound annual rate over the last 10 years, and they've gone 114 years without cutting the dividend. So you talk about safety, income, and you get all that at a reasonable price. They traded just 14 times forward earnings. Historically, they trade at 15 times, so there's an awful lot to like here.
All right, well, I've shifted from cereal to hard bread and coffee, but that's just me. You've got an oil and gas producer.
That's right. It's not a producer. It's a pipeline company, Sunoco Logistic. It's broadly within the same theme that Todd is talking about, safety and income and yield. Its distribution yield is about 4%. It's a premium master limited partnerships, more Northeast and West Texas. They have a very strong organic growth distribution outlook. In fact, given their maturity and how long they have been, they're expected to have distribution growth in double digits. Wow. 11 to 12% over the next 3-4 years. A little bit premium in terms of valuation, but very safe. They have a very quality parentage. In the past, their general partner was owned by Sunoco, the Northeast refiner. Now, Energy Transfer is the owner of that, and that by itself is a very high quality MLP. So the growth outlook that's priced in may make it seem like pricey, but it has a ton of growth opportunities in the coming years, and that's the reason why I've picked it.
Okay, thank you all for that. Don't forget, you can see other articles that these folks write on Zacks.com. If you're not there already watching this video, you can watch or take a gander at Shiraz's articles in the earnings trends section, and both Todd and Eric contribute to real-time insight, as well as the ETF space that Eric writes some ETF pieces on. So check all that out at Zacks.com. Don't forget to do that often, because all of that stuff changes often. With everyone here, I'm Terry Ruffalo.